As I said, he's full of rhetoric. And is this rhetoric you fall for, John Paul? Is that even what you're falling for? Or is it more like, oh, he's battling somebody that bothered me before? Coughlin makes you feel that way. Coughlin overcame a drug addiction, a serious drug addiction. Oh, but he was weak enough to get it in the first place. Yeah, well, in your world of black and white, that's the way it goes. But in the real world, when people get all sorts of reasons to get that low, metabolic tendencies towards an addictive personality, or particular depression, or a childhood, or you lost a lover, or whatever it is, you know, that's the way life really is. If somebody can overcome that kind of stuff, yeah, that's inspiring. And also, Coughlin has noticed what I noticed. Okay. But that idea is now discredited because somebody with histrionic... Oh, and Thunderfoot's video was obviously tongue-in-cheek. No, Thunderfoot's video was obviously not tongue-in-cheek. He acted as though he was making a real diagnosis, as if it's actually reason to ignore somebody's actual points, which he has ignored ad infinitum. Thunderfoot is seeking to demonize a religion. Just like Bill O'Reilly. Muslims attacked us. Hey, there's like 1.5 billion fucking Muslims. There's what, 10, 20,000 of them are radicalized? And that number's only so high? Obviously because of the geopolitics of the goddamn situation? How many Caucasians have been involved in going to the Middle East and killing Middle Eastern people? Maybe so. They're by Thunderfoot's logic, and by extension, your inspired thought process. They're entirely justified in treating us like demons and killing us all and our kids and children, huh? Because they have found which was the force of light, which was the destructor of their civilization. You know what? There's inspired people to be inspired by. All right, read Gandhi's autobiography, because this guy is not some saint. This isn't a guy sitting on a hill, you know, God is touching me. It's not even the Dalai Lama, who has great things to say, but also is like chosen because there's this way of choosing these inspired, you know, and reincarnate. Nothing like that. You know? Nothing at all. No claims about a divine authority. He just had a spirit that wanted to right injustices, and he was willing to take basically punishment and problems on himself. He didn't forgive people that had attacked him because he was just a pacifist and you should always forgive. He forgave him for practical reasons. He returned to South Africa and almost got killed by a crowd. And he understood it because he said, well, the newspaper reports claiming about what I had said in India about South Africa were twisted and warped. I would have been mad at myself had I read that kind of thing and believed it. They were fooled by the press. And he knew that to make progress, it would be better not to press charges. Not just from some general thing of like any criminal should get away with it so you don't piss them off. Not because, oh, everybody's, you know, spiritually blessed. None of that bullshit. All very practical. Not at all like what you might think of Gandhi. You know, read his autobiography. That's what you fucking need to be inspired by. Learn from something fucking real with ideas, man. All you're good at is taking sides. And let me just tell you, you need to learn something. It is far better. It is far more intellectually beneficial to you and to everybody around you if you would learn how to resist taking sides. You in particular, because your ability to understand a situation is fucking nil, as from what I can see. You know, we've had some arguments, and that's fine that you come up against a wall and you can't go any further, but you think this is inspired thought, and all you do is go, but I still believe it, but I still am worried about this, but I'm still in blah-blah. I've not seen you take a goddamn idea and go, oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, well, I disagree because of this point, that point. You know, I'm not saying you have to agree with me, but you have not taken the idea and go, oh, I see. It's just things like to you, it's obvious that someone should side with Thunderfoot, and if they don't, it's because there's some reprobate, because, hey, he's an educator and a scientist. He's a fucking jingoist, man. He's proven that in the last few videos. Like I said, I haven't been watching him, but I looked at his latest stuff that people were commenting on. I looked at the video of the other guy he was arguing with, and it became clear when he said things about the age of reason in this bullshit. So take that goddamn idea and chop that up. See what the pieces of that are. Because you seem clueless, man. You can barely see the outside of that idea. You look at the idea, you can't even spin it around, let alone get inside it. You're too quick to take sides. You have no idea what the benefit is of not taking sides so quickly. Of deciding to take sides only when there is a material reason to do so. An actual injustice that you can argue. Where's the injustice? The injustice is that Thunderfoot is good, he's a PhD, and he comes here and... An argument from authority is a fallacy. It's a known fallacy. Even if you have the authority. But the other thing is, you don't find this kind of thing just everywhere. And in academia, it ain't enough just to have a PhD. You want to argue from authority, you can't do it. It'll piss everybody off. But if you do it, it better be because of the specific results of your research that gave you an authority in that particular area. You're willing to grant he's an authority everywhere because look, he's an educator and that's good. He's got a degree. You know? The argument is not affected by your authority. Now, which papers you decide to read might be from your reputation. I am much more likely to read something written by Feynman than just a random old guy. Because Feynman had so many accomplishments, I have reason to find good things there. But if I find something and it's like, wow, this guy was a racist, then he would be a racist. It wouldn't be like, oh, I guess racism's okay. But I think that's what you would do. Because he's on the side of light and you're trying to find out what light is by choosing who the good person is and then take their ideas. No, it goes the other way around. Find the ideas, and then you could say the person is good because he keeps giving good ideas, and then when he gives a bad idea, you'll go, well, except for that idea wasn't so good. You seem totally capable to do this, and yes, very, very, very superficial. Your ability to judge a situation is very superficial, and you're attracted to the conflict situations where you are especially ill-equipped, evidently, to figure out what the hell's going on. My advice to you, seriously, stop taking sides. Ever. Make a comment, make a commentary, and every time you do, try to find the plus and the minus. What's going for this side, what's going for that side, what's going against them. And when you find that, well, everything's going against this person, everything's going against that person, leave that to someone like me that is well practiced enough to say, hey, this person has so little going for them, we might as well just say, hey, that's a bad person, they should be in jail. You have no fucking ability. You see a fight, you join in based on, this person said something nice to me. This person came to my rescue. This and that. It's alliance thinking. You're thinking in what I call an associational logic. You look like you can't think about ideas. All you can think about is the associations, the ones you want to have and the ones you don't want to have. Okay, and if that angers you, that's too bad. But what you need to realize is how fucking confused you are. That's what you need to realize. You are confused. You cannot understand what the hell's going on in an argument.